Bim, guess what? It's time for news at 10 past 8 on a Thursday, because that's what we do. Just checking something here. We're all right on that one. Yeah, so basically this is an alternative look at the news where I give my opinion on what I think is going on in the world. We have a chat about it in the chat room. You can also have a chat in the comments section as well, although obviously if it's live in the chat room you can have a proper chat and we'll see what we're up to. Start off with the horrible stories, because there's just quite a lot of horrible stories going on around the world. Sadly, a lot of them are from basically one man. Yeah, I know. There we go. So yeah, hey up Angela, hope you're good. And what do we do? Oh, hang on. Where are we? We're there. Right, we're there. Yeah, okay. I got a bit confused then. There we go. Right, done. So, what we're going to do is... Oh, thank you. She will appreciate that. Hello, Dream Frequency as well. Welcome. So, yeah, we're going to look at the horrible stories of the news, and then we'll look at the rest of the world's news, some of which are horrible, and then we'll have a bit of a laugh and a bit of a giggle at the end, and we'll look at something that's less horrid. High tea, by the way. And yeah, we will crack on. So, one man who's made the headlines this week of note, and not for any good reasons whatsoever, unfortunately. And that, of course, is Benjamin Netanyahu. I just can't get into the head of someone like him at all. I mean, on Wednesday the 14th, which was the day before we did the last week, I was talking about more heavy strikes in Gaza, refugee camp. Benjamin Netanyahu vows to expand affairs and no deals with Hamas by the end of the week. Get to Thursday, which was this time last week. Hamas say they are talking directly to the US over ceasefire in Gaza, means well over 100 dead in latest airstrikes, which brings us to the news this week. Hi, Alan. So Friday the 16th, nearly 100 more dead in North Gaza airstrikes. The UN Human Rights Chief says it's countermount to ethnic cleansing. Sadly, I agree. Israel is terrorizing infrastructure, targeting infrastructure. An Israeli spokesman says this is the fault of Hamas and the people who support Hamas. They just deny all responsibility for killing innocent people. No one is defending Hamas. No one's defending what happened at that festival on October the 7th, which shouldn't have been on October the 7th. It should have finished on October the 6th and shouldn't have been anywhere near the border. It got moved at the last minute. But apart from that, what Hamas did was absolutely heinous and terrible. But what Israel is doing is basically what the UN rights chief said there. It's countermount to ethnic cleansing. Saturday the 17th, peace in Gaza, ? Talks underway, but Israel is still killing many, many more people. Sunday the 18th, 100 more dead in Gaza after Israeli strikes. Monday the 19th, Israeli says 5 trucks entered Gaza, the first since March. So they've basically weaponised aid for these innocent people. They reckon 14,000 children could possibly die, babies, in the next, couple of days, because of Benjamin Netanyahu stopping the aid trucks getting through there. It's sickening. Tuesday the 20th, the UK suspends trade talks with Israel. Stormer grows a pair of balls and criticises Netanyahu, saying it's intolerable what he's doing. For once, good on you, Keir. It won't happen again in this show. Benjamin Netanyahu said on Wednesday the leader of Hamas is probably dead after an airstrike, adding Gaza residents who want to leave can leave. Ethnic cleansing. War crime, definitely. Fighting won't stop till all hostages are home, Hamas destroyed, and Israel controls the whole of Gaza. Land grab. What have I been saying from week one? If you go back on these, every time I mention Israel, I always say land grab, ethnic cleansing, not genocide. Although genocide was a word used by one of the UN spokespeople. Not that it's happening, but if we want to stop a potential genocide. That brings us to today. Benjamin Netanyahu, tells Western leaders, namely Starmer, Macron and Carney of Canada, that you're on the wrong side of humanity and you're on the wrong side of history. I mean, where does this guy come from? It makes Trump look sensible. In the words of Trump, lock him up. Lock him up. This man does not deserve to be free. And certainly doesn't deserve to be the ruler of a state. Benjamin Netanyahu, you are a war criminal. And you deserve to go to prison. At least for what you're doing at the moment to those innocent people. Yes, Hamas has to be destroyed, but not the way you're doing it. Yeah, it's sickening. Anyway, you've got that off my chest now. Yep, it's gone. It is really, 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 really disappointing though what is going on, and the hold that Netanyahu seems to have over leaders around the world. But like I said just then, it looks like Keir Starmer's actually grown a pair of balls for once. Who knew? Rumours are he likes playing with them as well. Footballer or something, apparently, in the past. So we'll go back to the normal news. No comments on that, but I don't expect that because I'm the one sticking my head over the parapet here, not you, so you just go with it. So, Friday the 16th of May. 3 dead in a fire in Bicester on an industrial estate. One of them was it's 2 firemen and a member of the public. Ukraine and Russia agree 1,000 prisoner swap. Zelensky says he must talk directly with Putin, but Putin won't show up because Putin's a coward. Saturday the 17th. 3 Iranian men charged with spying for Iran, obviously, and at least 21 dead after bad weather, including tornadoes. Not in the UK. Sunday the 18th, Pope Leo, it's going to take some getting used to this, gives his first mass, although I am devoutly atheist. Sorry. The government says they're working to the wire over the EU agreements that they're basically trying to sign us back up to the EU. Is that what we voted for, is it? Some people dead. How many have written there? 7 dead? And I think it was about 3 dead after a ship hits the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. Now when I heard about this, I'm like, how did 3 people die when a ship hits a bridge? And the Brooklyn Bridge is a high bridge. I've never been to New York, but I've seen pictures of it, and I play computer games where you're underneath it, and it's quite a tall thing. So how the hell does a ship hit it and kill 3 people? But then you see the horrific video of it, and basically it's an old sailing ship with masts, many masts, and many of the poles that go across, and obviously they kind of form a pyramid when the sails are out, and the ship's going backwards, and all the sails are wrapped up around the pole things, but stood on all of these are the trainee sailors from I think it was Brazil, and the ship's going backwards, and it's a very tall ship, and it hits the bridge and it snaps a number of these things, and you see bodies, people falling off these bar thing. I don't know what you call them, the bits that the sails hang on, and it's horrific. It really is. And if they fall into the water, well, they're going to die because of the cold. And if they land on the deck of the ship because they're so high up, that's going to kill them. It's amazing, having seen the video, that only 2 or 3 people died. But what were they doing on there? If the ship's going backwards, they've lost control of it, surely there must be an order given or a signal given to all these sailors to get off the masts. But no, it's absolutely an unnecessary accident, unnecessary death, and many, many, many injuries. But absolutely horrific. And I've seen videos from many different angles, from the ground level and from on the bridge as well. And yeah, it's just horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. The captain of the ship has got to be held accountable for this. Anyway, Monday. The UK EU signs a deal over giving UK rights away again. But Starmer says this deal is a win-win. Who for? Starmer likes giving away stuff for us, doesn't he? He likes just giving away everything. Apparently we can sell raw sausages and raw burgers now to Europe. Yay. But in return we have to have something... it's just absolute nonsense. But Keir Starmer knows what he's doing, and that's, we know that, so we don't need to worry. Everything's going to be fabulous, because Keir Starmer, he's such a nice, well-educated, steady, sound-minded guy. None of that's true. Trump says Russia and Ukraine will start ceasefire and peace talks after a 2-hour call between Trump and Putin. We should simply determine most effective way to move towards peace, says Vlad. And he's right. Zelensky's like, we've just got to sort it all out, haven't we? Anyway, Tuesday the 20th. A 25-year prison for a people smuggler, the first one to be convicted of smuggling people over... Oh, hang on a minute, it's not the Channel. No, it's the where was it from? To Italy. Brilliant. Trump announces a Golden Dome anti-missile thing. And I think I've said last week, when I mentioned it was rumoured, that obviously Trump's has got to be gold because Israel has a steel dome. And Trump's got to be better than everyone else, so his is a gold dome. Whether it works or not is another thing, because it's not actually a dome. It's not like that TV show, The Dome, where people were inside the dome. Starmer should give himself away and clear off, says Alan. And Keir selling us out again. Absolutely. Why can't we ever say that, says Angela. Absolutely again. Yeah, the whole thing is just nonsense. Wednesday. Starmer says, what did you say about Margaret Thatcher? There's not many things to say about Margaret Thatcher. But whether you agreed with her or not, she got things done. I've said this before, she was probably the last great Prime Minister. Not for what she did necessarily, but for the way she did it, the way she held herself, the way she conducted herself and everything. She just got on with it and did what she believed in, for better or worse, and cracked on. And remember, this woman is not for turning. She would not do U-turns. Admitted she did on the poll tax, but that was about the only one that I can remember. Meanwhile, Keir Ben Starmer says, we want to ensure, as we go forward, more pensioners are eligible for winter fuel payments. Hang on a minute, you've just took it off them all. She was hard as nails, she was. You just took it off them all for the winter, so they've had none over the winter, and now you're saying to them that you can have it back again, but you've saved a winter's worth. So are you going to give them what they should have had for last winter in order they can catch up? I sneezed and my clothes fell off. I tripped and ended up inside a Ukrainian boy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's other rumours going around, isn't it? Anyway, we will leave that one there. But he's not going to give any more details until the next fiscal event, which is the next budget, which is in autumn, which means that they won't get the payment next year either, because all the stuff that the whoever's the Chancellor of the Exchequer then says won't actually come into play until the April. So that's 2 years he's got away with it. So yeah, it just yeah. Trump launches an attack on a South African president in the White House, a bit like he did with Zelensky with two eyes. Except some of the stuff he was coming out with just wasn't true. But what do you expect from Donald Trump? Truth. It's not really that important, isn't it? A kneecap member charged with displaying a flag supporting Hezbollah. Now, kneecap are a band no one's ever heard of, from Ireland, who at gigs that no one's ever gone to, has promoted Hamas and Hezbollah and saying that they're great. And they're now, everyone's heard of them because, well, it's gone global. And they're selling more records now and getting more streams than they've ever got. So, well done, everyone. Inflation jumps by more than expected to 3.5% in April from 2.6%. Now, you've got to remember that the new wage rise started in April. And, as I pointed out, my fish and chip shop order, which was £10.20, has now gone to £12. Now, I don't blame the chip shop owner in any way, shape or form for that. Wages have gone up. Remember, the government keeps telling everyone we've given minimum paid wages a £1,400 pay rise every year. No, you haven't. You've just told employers who are fucking stressed already that they have to pay their employees another £1,400 a year. You're not giving them any help with that. In fact, you put up the business rates. The heating's gone up. All electricity utilities have gone up for employers, and the whole thing is completely stupid. So inflation's going to go up because employers are going to have to put the prices up, like the fish and chip shop, in order to pay the wages, pay the business rates, pay the electricity and gas bills, pay everything else that's going up, the NI insurance and all that kind of thing as well. So it's absolute bull what he's coming out with, but they still believe that they are right. Thursday the 22nd, that is today. Oopsie daisy. Teachers and doctors offered a 4% pay rise. NHS workers, so everyone else, cleaners and receptionists and all that, 3.6%. Expect strikes very soon. The UK signs a deal to hand over the Chagos Islands to Mauritius, costing the UK only £101 million a year to lease it back again. So something we own, we're giving to Mauritius, who are pretty much in bed with China and Russia, a place where we've got a military base along with America, and then we're giving them for free, but then we're leasing it back off them for £101 million a year. That's a good deal, isn't it? That's like me gifting my garden to next door so that they can cut me grass and everything, but then I pay them £300 a week in order for them to do that, so I can go in the garden and enjoy the garden. It's like, no, it's stupid. That was a bad analogy. Ignore that one. For 99 years, yes indeed, it's 99 years, 101 million for 99 years, but with inflation that will go up. Starmer says, of course, he's securing the future, he's securing the security of the UK. Another great business deal by Starmer, absolutely. I wouldn't mind, but when I got up this morning and I looked at my phone, there was a Supreme Court order saying that he couldn't do it, but somehow they managed to wangle it, and he did it anyway today. The guy is so dangerous. We need to get someone in who can just do like Donald Trump does, and just kind of reverse everything that Sleepy Joe Biden did. But yeah, we won't probably find that out. Surprising though, net migration down to almost 50% from last year to only 431,000, which is still more than double it was before COVID. It's good that it's gone down. and the boat people are a minor part of that. But rules have been brought into place. I think the Tories brought some rules into place where you can't, if you're a student here, you can't bring all your family over and things like that. So that's going to reduce it as well. Plus, a lot of the universities and all that are no longer able to get as many foreign students over, so that's reduced it as well. So the whole thing is just going horrendously, horribly wrong. But don't worry, Starmer's on it. Remember we talked about it. He's reducing the number of care workers that can come into the country. My mother, who's 90, on Saturday, sadly won't be able to go and see her because I'm working, and she'll be in bed by the time I got there if I went. But I've given her a nice card and everything. But yeah, when she goes to hospital, she has to wait for a care package, which is 2 carers to come around 4 times a day before she can come out of hospital. Even if she's only stayed in 1 night, that completely messes up the system. She can end up in there for about 4 nights, which is blocking a bed, which someone else could be using. She doesn't need it, but there's no care package. So what's the first people Starmer comes up with that he's going to stop coming into the UK? Care workers. I mean, the British people, very few. I mean, I've said that either side of my house, I've got care workers. I've got a lad on that side who does care worker, and I've got a woman on that side who does care workers as well, and they're both British. But the majority of British people wouldn't do that. In fact, I know quite a lot of carers, thinking about it. So, you know, we do need these people. Are not only bringing their families over, they're having lots of babies too. Not good. No, that's because they won't pay for a TV licence, so they get bored every night. So what do you do when you're bored? That's why the birth rate's fallen. Netflix, that's why we're not having as many kids. Although I don't have Netflix, but I've still not had as many kids. Any kids since Netflix came along. So, I don't know. Bad example. Any road. Shall we look on the lighter things in the world? Please, please God, let's look at the lighter things. Because that's been quite serious. So I could do with a laugh. First one, do you ever look at something and wonder how it got there? I might have shown this before, but it's worth another look. That's right. We've got a truck in a tree suspended between 2 branches. Actual truck. We've got a car in a tree. An actual car that's looks like it's been lifted up by the tree. We've got a horse through one of them bar gates where 2 legs are at the front, 2 legs are at the back, and the horse is in the middle. This is for people with a podcast, by the way. I know you can see it. Oh, then we got Keir Starmer. How did that get there into number 10? I think we've shown it before, but it's worth having another look. This is scary. Tom Cruise is older than Ian McKellen was in the Fellowship of the Rings. I've got to shrink myself down a bit. There we go. Yet he's still hanging onto planes and doing stuff. This is a surprise. Jaguar searches for new advertising agency after rebrand failure. Yeah, because, I mean, everyone ripped into the advert. Jaguar's Copy Nothing rebrand advert was criticised for featuring no cars and being woke. I mean, it was absolute nonsense. As I've always said, it's people my age who generally have the money to get a Jag. I mean, I don't have the money to get a Jag. But it's generally people my age or older who buy Jags. And this advertising campaign, I mean, look at it. Look at the logo. Absolute nonsense. It was a Harry Potter theme. It was in the Whomping Willow Tree. I've got no idea what you're talking about. And yeah, and hopefully that is the end of woke advertising. Although obviously if you watch any adverts on the telly these days, the majority of families featured are mixed race now, to normalise it. I have no problem if it's an all black family, if it's an all Asian family, if it's an all white family. Oh, I know. Not a problem, but why does every family, every couple have to be mixed race? Why does a white couple have to have a child of different ethnicity in their family? It's not normal. It's not unusual, but it's not normal. What am I paying a TV licence for? So you can watch this. Oh no, that's what you're watching the adverts for. Sorry. Before Snapchat, the hills were the most efficient way to distribute dick pics to a wide audience. This is Philomena Kunk. If you've never watched Philomena Kunk, Kunk on Britain, Kunk on the Planet, Kunk on History, you've got to watch it. It's hilarious. If you like sarcastic humour, absolutely superb. If you like my walk-arounds, towns and cities videos, I was doing it before she did this, but they are very similar human. As a result, this site at Cairnabas became the second crudest hill in British comedy after Benny Hill. Normalising it, yeah, absolutely. So, you know, if you're under the age of 20, I would have thought now, that's normal. It's not unusual, but it's not normal. The urine of a diabetic person contains so much sugar that it can be purified and made into high-end single malt whiskey. Now, I'm not a big whiskey drinker because I'll be honest with you, I always thought it tasted of piss. Who knew? Guy leaves fake animal facts all over Los Angeles Zoo. Picture there of a flamingo. Animal fact: flamingos are monogamous, except for Philip, that cheating bastard. Monogamous means that they partner up for life, apart from Philip, who doesn't. Yeah, I've got 4 more walks edited and ready to go online, possibly tomorrow or even tonight. If you can read this, thank a teacher. And if you can read this, you probably are a teacher. Simple, but effective. That awkward moment when you're running and your boobs are bouncing all over the place and you're a 55-year-old guy. Yep, I get that. Although I don't run now, I walk, as we've just discussed. The 2 Wigan walks, 2 of them I get hopelessly lost. One I end up in a woods and I actually started getting a bit worried. Again. And the other one I end up in Platt Bridge. That's how lost I got. Ireland's sewage system not prepared for Taco Bell launch, experts warn. So Taco Bell is moving into Ireland. This is obviously made up news. Yeah, they're saying that you're likely to get the runs from Taco Bell. I went to one Taco Bell when it opened. I've never been back. That's how much I enjoyed it. I need to go back again, don't I? I don't want to though. Cute animal alert. Platypus babies are called puggles. And look at them. Oh, they're cute. Quickly, will we ever get a Wigan run, Baywatch style? Quickly. Lee. You want me to do a slow-mo run? To be fair, there was one. Oh God, when was it? I did one, not slow-mo, but Baywatch styley, when I was walking along the canal when I first started doing YouTube a very, 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 very long time ago. I don't think even T could find that one because it's very obscure. And you get, I think it might have been transport. It might have been the transport one I did. I did a very early vlog about transport, talking about cars and early motorways, which was the canal and all that. And the only problem was when you got from a canal, you had to run through the woods because you get eaten alive. That was it. So yeah. So Quick Lee is asking me to do a slow-mo vid. Brilliant. I'm glad you got my joke as well about the secret ingredients for a burger and then telling them straight away. Because like I said on the reply, I had to be quickly. Oh no, that's you, isn't it? Sorry. When you transport something by car, it's called a shipment. But when you transport something by ship, it's called a cargo. It's called cargo even. Yeah, think about it. True. I do like Viz every now and then. Why did the stormtroopers in Star Wars bother wearing helmets and armour? It was seemingly ineffective against almost everything. Yeah, apart from the fact they couldn't actually shoot straight because the mask thing on it. I think, I like the stormtroopers until I saw videos of them without the helmets on. And it's like, oh, it's just people in. I mean, I know it was actors, but you know, you didn't know what stormtroopers were for the first few Star Wars. But it's just blokes in the it destroyed it for me. Not that I'm a fan anyway. Right, we might need to do this, although maybe not, because apparently it's rained quite a lot down south. Facing a drought in 2019, priests in Bhopal, India, married 2 frogs to gain favour with the god of rain. 2 months later, the priest had to divorce the frogs to provide relief from the relentless rain that destroyed more than 9,000 houses. And that was taken from India Today. Yeah, be careful what you wish for. Pro tip, if you make ice cubes out of tea, you won't water down your iced tea. So you're just going to make iced tea for iced tea to put on in iced tea with my iced tea using some iced tea, someone replied. I don't even know what iced tea is, but it does not make sense. Yet it makes sense. It's simultaneously both together and at the same time. My neighbours just yelled at her kids so loud that even I brushed my teeth and went to bed. Again, so a problem I have, one of my next doors always screaming, shouting, slamming doors at the kids. I always go to bed when that happens and hide under the covers. Most inaccurate biopics from Braveheart and Pocahontas to Bohemian Rhapsody. Historical movies are, well, not always as most historical. So the Daily Star has compiled some of Hollywood's biggest oversights and bloopers that would have left historians throwing their popcorn. Surely to God, that's everything that Hollywood does. I mean, none of it is true, is it? I mean, look at war movies where it's America who win everything, and it's not. Hey, meanwhile, Dad's Army. Captain Mannering set to march again as Britain plans real Dad's Army comeback. The new Home Guard will protect nuclear power plants and airports against attack from enemy states and terrorists. What? Yeah, apparently that's what we need now. Let's just move, shall we? China and Russia make a pact to build nuclear power station on the moon. The lunar power station could be completed by the 2 superpowers in just over a decade and comes in the wake of US plans to pull back a number of the space or exploration plans it had in the pipeline. So basically America is giving the moon to China and Russia. Brits prepped for weekend washout as wettest May bank holiday on record looms. The west of England is set to be battered by torrential rain as the UK is split in half by a 320-mile wall of downpours, with one meteorologist warning it could wash out half the country. Well, some of it could do with cleaning, so it might not be a bad thing. I think you need to read this and then think, what? Camel hoofs and bull penis soup, food's even weirder than Bear Grylls' testicles. And I'm like, what? I don't want to eat Bear Grylls' testicles, thank you very much. But apparently Bear Grylls absolutely loves devouring testicles brought home by his butcher son. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. We've taken a look at some of the weirdest foods out there. Well, I haven't. But yeah, the way they've worded that, it sounds like people are trying to eat Bear Grylls' very own testicles, which seems a little bit... I don't think it's enough to go around. He's not like Jesus or anything who can feed the 5,000 with one fish and a loaf of bread and a bottle of water. How big are his testicles? I know he's got big balls, but bloody hell. Anyway, kids kicking ball over a fence is illegal and they could face a £1,000 fine. Judge says no, you can't have your ball back after aerial bombardment of a couple's home from a primary school next door was a nuisance, and they even got a cash because the school had to pay a fine. I mean, talk about miserable bastards. Not the school, the other people. UK high street chaos could lose Labour's seats to reform if the government doesn't act. The Retail Jobs Alliance has warned that the high street sector is set to shed 300,000 jobs by 2028, and the areas where Reform UK made significant gains in local elections could be disappropriately affected. We've got a lot of stores currently looking at closures, New Look, Poundland being the main 2, but there are also lots of others as well. So the high street is about to be decimated again, and as I said before, Rachel Reeves with this pressure on employers to give their staff £1,400 pay rise without more money coming through the door, business rates doubling, electricity bills going up, NI contributions going up, hasn't got a fucking clue what she's doing, and she's destroying people. She's going to put people out of work. Those people will claim benefits, which means taxes of the people who are still working will go up, because we need to pay for all these people who are now claiming benefits. I mean, the whole thing is just an absolute cluster mess. Barbecue loving Brits face summer price spike as burgers, bangers and wings soar. I don't think the wings soar, especially the chicken wings, because chickens can't fly. Fans of a barbecue are staring at summer price spike as the cost of burgers, sausages and chicken wings continuing to increase across the UK. Of course they are, because everything's going up, isn't it? Brits stockpiling tin food and weapons in fear of real-life zombie apocalypse. The Walking Dead survivalist trend started during the pandemic, and now stores are flogging crossbows, freeze-dried food and body armour to panicking preppers fearing global meltdown. I mean, what shop is selling in Britain crossbows? I mean, come on. Putin flaunts a £1,000 Swiss smartwatch as he ditches Russia's own brands. Russian President Vladimir Putin has seemingly turned his back on his own decree over buying Russian-made products, having gone and spaffed a lot of cash on a Swiss smartwatch. £1,000 for a watch, I think, is actually quite reasonable if you're a dictator. I think he's done well to only buy that. I mean, you know, if you look at what's he called? Not Xi Jinping, t'other one, Little Rocket Man. His watches are like solid gold and everything. So I think Vlad's actually, fair play on that one. Pop Mart stops selling popular Labubu monsters after chaos seen across the UK. Now apparently Labubu monsters are a new craze, which is going to possibly replace Funko Pops, but I doubt it because they're all the same and they just look weird. Sales of their hugely popular Labubu monster dolls are being paused throughout the UK after Kim Kardashian caused panic with one Instagram post seeing huge queues outside every store. Now, how can one Instagram post see huge queues out of every store? Kim Jong-un, that's the one. Thank you, Alan. Noah's Ark rooms identified in groundbreaking find on bolt-shaped mound. History experts have discovered a shocking find in a mud mound, which they believe could have the origins in Noah's Ark, with rooms and corridors found in the structure. Or maybe it was just something built there many years ago, because Noah's Ark isn't real, because it's out of the Bible, and the Bible is all made up nonsense. Religion is only there to make people do what other people want them to do from cradle to grave. Thank you. Huge Peppa Pig announcement on Good Morning Britain as Mummy Pig has given birth. Peppa Pig's mother, Mummy Pig, has appeared on Good Morning Britain to announce the exciting news. She has given birth to Peppa and George's new pig sibling. I mean, that's brilliant, isn't it? So Peppa Pig's going to go up and go, Mummy, we've got a new baby. Where did it come from? And then Mummy Pig will go, well, Daddy Pig put his corkscrew penis in my vagina and I had a baby. And this is it. At which point, all the kids will switch off and it'll be horrendous. So, how does that work? Is Peppa Pig getting older? Because you look at Bart Simpson and Lisa Simpson and Maggie, and they're all the same age they were 40 years ago. So is Peppa Pig getting older? Is Peppa Pig now a teenager or something? Because that's not really going to work, is it? So I don't quite understand how that goes. But I do like informative children's programmes. And factual as well, the corkscrew penis, for example, which is what pigs have for some bizarre reason. I mean, there's such thing as a god. He had a sense of humour when he comes to pigs, didn't he? UFO smashes into US military plane in incident near Air Force training range. A UFO hit a US military jet in a bizarre incident near an Arizona Air Force training range. The base has seen multiple sightings of mysterious objects over the years. Yeah, it's a UFO, but it doesn't mean it's from space. It's probably technology that they are practicing with in an area where people can't go to. You know, practicing flying saucers and the like. Anything to take home the bacon. Rachel Lettuce 2.0 Reeves blew £65,000 of taxpayers' cash on a 3-day trip to China. As UK borrowing hit a record 16-year high, Labour, that's what they do, and the value of the pound plummeted, it's Labour, it's what it does, the Chancellor jetted east as part of an 11-strong delegation, all in business class, as she does. They look like ceiling lights. Yeah, they do, don't they, actually? Like in a posh restaurant or something. A posh restaurant. Or restaurants. Mankind has finally found aliens living inside a space station. Bacteria discovered inside China's Tiangong station have never been seen on Earth before, boffins say. So, it's true, aliens have found us. Well, bit of bacteria. Maybe they should clean the windows. You know what happens, you don't clean the windows, you get a little... Tesco embroiled in pigeon war as the birds fly in and out of the bakery section. Tesco shoppers were baffled to find a few pigeons have claimed the store as their new home, as the feathered foes have been flying in and out of the bakery section. Well, you know what they say. You know which side theirs bread's buttered. No, okay, I'll get me car. UK customers face new huge tipping rules, and it's been quietly introduced. Customers are facing new tipping rules as 15% service charges become the new standard in restaurants, and they are being quietly introduced across the UK. Now, apparently in America, by law, you have to pay a tip. So I wouldn't go into restaurants in America. All it'll do is just stop people going to restaurants in the UK. So that's another nail in the coffin for restaurants, as well as the wage rises that they have to find. More expensive raw materials, including raw food, more expensive energy prices and NI costs, and of course energy costs as well. But apart from that, it's all going well, isn't it? Oh, Tesco have sent me a nice message telling me that I've got some stuff. Anyway, working from home could boost Londoners' pension pots by £236,000. Standard Life found that working from home for 3 days a week reduces the cost of commuting by as much as £2,000 a year on average. A saving that could be put to good use in a pension. So how long are they going to live for? 118 years? Because it's £2,000 a year for your pension pot. They're going to live for 118 years, are they? So they can get £236,000. Chat box keeps getting covered with an annoying ad. Eh? The chat box does. How does that work? Oh, they're trying to cash in everywhere, aren't they? But you don't have to watch the ads because it pays my money. Skip them. I don't get a notification anymore now when the ads are coming up either, which is slightly annoying. China assembles AI supercomputer in space. What it could mean for the world. China appears to be making huge strides in space technology after they sent several satellites to space in order to build a supercomputer powered by artificial intelligence. So basically, it's not Skynet from Terminator, it's SpaceNet. See, I've christened it. This is where you heard the name first. SpaceNet. See? Nearly 100 banks to shut their doors next month. See your branches closing. Another way of pushing us to a cashless society, which will never work. This is frightening. If you've ever seen Jeepers Creepers, which is one of the last horror films I ever saw, I hate horror films. I always think the kids, teenagers and particularly, deserve to die because they are stupid and do the wrong thing. For example, Jeepers Creepers, they hit it with a car, the car spins round, the thing is lying on the floor, they're going, holding the steering wheel, his sister or whoever it is going, like that. And it's there, and I'm like, just run it over again, and like, and then it starts to move. It's like, right, run it over, it's not dead, run it over. And they're like, I'm like, no, just run the thing over, just run it, over. Then it starts to stand up, right, you really need to run it over now. You really need to run it over. Like that. And like, no, you need to run it over. You need to run it over. It's then stood up, right, you really, really, really need to either run it over or get out of there. Then the wings open. You're dead. And guess what? At the end of it, you see the belly button and a tattoo of the lad. And then it goes up the body. You see the chest, you see the chin, and then you see the nose, and then you see the eyes. But then you realise it's only the skin. It's not actually the boy. Well, he's a teenager, 18, 19, 20 or whatever. It is in fact his skin. And then the alien, whatever it is, looks through the eyes, and that's where the film ends. Spoilers, sorry. Well, that's what this reminded me of. Terrifying Captain Tom Memorial celebrated on its 5th anniversary. There still appears to be a scary effigy of Captain Sir Tom Moore erected in West Bolton, with many people chiming in to give their options on the handiwork. I mean, it looks like they've skinned Captain Tom and used his skin to recreate himself. I mean, it is one of the most horrific things I think I've ever seen. It's horrendous. Paedophiles to be castrated in government's new plan that could be mandatory. Sex offenders could be forced to undergo chemical castration in a bid to curb their sexual urges and prevent reoffending under plans to be considered by ministers. Now, this is a tricky one, because haven't we just gone through a lot of cases where people have been put in prison with evidence that isn't actually the correct evidence, and they've been basically pardoned for what they've done? So if we start doing this and we start killing murderers and things like that without absolutely 100% knowing it's them, could we not have miscarriages of justice in the future? Don't get me wrong, pedos deserve everything they get, but I'm not sure that this is the way to do it, because if you do it to the wrong person, then you've basically destroyed their life. If someone's innocently accused of this and then gets sent down for it, and then they get chemically castrated, and then it turns out it wasn't them after all, never mind, off you go. Well, I think I'm going down a weird thing at the minute. I know I've said before that I have no issue with the death sentence for the killer of Sarah, where her dad and stepmom killed her and then fled to Pakistan before ringing the police, and the police had to break in, and the body had been left overnight, at least one night, maybe 2 nights, on its own in a house, which I think was horrendous. The coward who stabbed them 3 girls and injured many others in Southport. Now these are nailed on. These are people who deserve to die, as far as I'm concerned. But if the evidence isn't tentative, if the evidence is a little bit tentative, a little bit concerning, then we shouldn't go down the route of non-reversible punishments for people. So it's a tricky one, but yeah, it's a bit disturbing that they're considering that. But anyway, let's move on to happier stories. Kim Jong-un's, there he is, we were talking about him before, Kim Jong-un. His warship launch in North Korea ends in disaster as the ship sinks. The North Korean leader, Kim Jong-un, was present at the 5,000-ton warship. That's a very small warship, isn't it? 5,000 tons. It's got to be 50,000 tons. That's got to be a typo. I mean, 5,000-ton warship, that's no bigger than a barge. Anyway, launch at Cheongin shipyard on May 21st, but the ceremony soon turned to a disaster for the supreme leader as the ship sank. So maybe it was, maybe it should have had, maybe it should have been 50,000 tons, but they only did 5,000 tons, but they forgot to put the bottom on it because they couldn't see it, so it just sank. Hilarious. A hit song that drove you nuts when it was popular. I've got 2, and they were popular at the same time. They were in the charts at the same time, and I hate them both. They are my 2 least favourite songs of all time. Are you ready? Now, one of them people like. The other one, not many people remember. You've got to be a certain age. Both of these were from the 80s. The first one is UB40, Red Red Wine. I hate that song so much. Red Red Wine. Oh, it's just, makes my skin crawl. The other one is a band who had one hit. And funnily enough, the video was filmed on a barge, on a canal somewhere, probably Birmingham. And it was called Perfect, and the band was Fairground Attraction. And it's got to be perfect. Sung by a woman. I hate that song. That song makes me actually feel physically sick. Uptown Top Ranking by Anita and jumping in the ways and things. I'm uptown top ranking. Jumping in the ways and things. And he's jumping top ranking. I got no style. I'm strictly cool. I got no style. I'm strictly cool. It was alright, that one. Any other songs that you hated that other people liked, particularly at the time? Another one is Lady in Red. Not a big Chris de Burgh fan. I liked the Spanish Tales album. I bought that on cassette. That was pretty good. Spaceman Came Travelling. That one. And no, I won't. And I won't be singing that all night. But my favourite song by Chris de Burgh is Don't Pay the Ferryman, which is like really rocky. It's absolutely brilliant. By far my favourite song. But my third least favourite song of all time is Chris de Burgh, Lady in Red. It's a not so bad, it's a nicer place, I shut up in your face. I think the worst thing about that song was it kept Ultravox and Vienna off the #1 spot in the charts. When I was a boy, Mama used to say, and all that kind of thing. Yeah. It was, Anyway, a sing-song. We need a sing-song after the serious stuff. I'll say this much with the sensible stuff, then we're talking about castration and stuff like that. But anyway, let's move on. Northumbrian Water has suggested families could share bathwater to help reduce usage. I mean, Northumbrian, so that's Northumberland, which is up north. Surely to God they've had enough rain over the last few years not to worry about people having to share water. Again, this is genius or sick. Broccoli and cauliflower. And it's two dogs fashioned out of broccoli and cauliflower. And it's weird. All together now. All together now. All together. All together now. All together. All together now. In no man's land. Together. I think I've shown this before, but this is how I feel at the minute. The South versus the North. Cocktail with a lime slice in it. From the south, and north is a pint of bitter with a pork pie stuck on top of the glass. I know which one I'd sooner have, but I think I've shown it before, but it made me laugh again, so I thought, you know what, if it made me laugh again, it's worth doing it. This is true. Duct tape can't fix stupid, but it can muffle the sound. Can we give some to Keir Starmer and the Cabinet, please? I'm the lead singer of Fairground Attraction. Thank you. I say give, I mean use, on. And then finally, kids today will never understand this. And there's a Nokia phone there, 8 AM, and it's showing battery 100%. 8 PM, and the battery is on 99%, because obviously the phones didn't actually do anything back then, apart from make calls and texts and things like that. So yeah. Right then, shall I have a look at what news has been breaking whilst I've been breaking the news. Let's see what we did there. Oh, hey, oh, hang on. Goal of Nokia, yeah, the brick. Apparently they're turning off, or they turned off 2G and 3G, so those phones won't work anymore now. Anyway, let's not worry about that. Breaking news. So what news has broke? Well, I've been talking about news. Well, lots of rain is coming. Met Office map shows exact time UK to hit by rain as dry spell comes to an end. Banks set to close in Greater Manchester, lots of them. Labour to ban over 60s from taking out student loans. Okay, I didn't know we could. Government considers sale of Brexit border checkpoint in Kent. Alright, so we're giving away something else, are we? 10 brands Brits want back on the high street. Well, that's never going to happen, is it? Why perfume could be bad for you? Of course it could be bad for you. All chemicals you put on your skin is bad for you. And washing having a shower every single day is really bad for you, your skin and everything. It's just horrendous. Your skin needs to have some time to produce its oils and everything. The only time I have a shower every day is if I go for like one of my walks and I get really sweaty. So the following morning I'll have a shower. But other than that, I'll have a shower like every 2 or 3 days, depending. In winters, unless I get really sweaty again, it's probably every 3 days. Give your skin a chance to recover from all the chemicals you put on it. Met Office issues tornado alert as England is plummeted by torrential rain. Crete amongst Greek islands rocked by 6.1 magnitude earthquake as tourist issued urgent message. Tourists must get moving now on new policies or face crisis, says Robert Jenrick. Trans children more likely to be white and privileged, says Cal. Some people need to be... Duct tape, where's the duct tape? Stormer signs deal with Mauritius to hand over Chagos Islands. Suspect due in court later after 2 fatally shot outside Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington DC. I blame Benjamin Netanyahu completely for what I was talking about earlier on, not regular Jewish people. As a Labour MP who voted against winter fuel cuts, I'm glad the PM has seen sense, says an unnamed one. Warning of dire worker shortage as UK net migrations figures halve. What? Doctors threaten strike action after 4% pay rise announced. Well, they know they can get what they want off this government because this government just capitulated to them as soon as they got in and give them their stupid 100 million % pay rise. Trump says Putin does not want peace because he is winning. What? He's not winning anything. Kneecap, the group we were talking about before, says terrorism charge is political policing. Families evacuated after fire breaks out at Bristol Maternity Hospital. Hopefully everyone is okay then. Chris Packham calls sea bass labelling in UK supermarkets a dereliction of duty. Chris Packham's turning into a bit of a plonker at the minute. It's a year since Keir Starmer stood on Downing Street looking like Max Headroom, announcing the election, which was, well, that went well, didn't it? Said no one ever. Videos and images from the hours leading up to Jay Slater's disappearance are made public for the first time. We won't capture the moment he bragged about taking a £12,000 watch. The new unseen footage of this lovely lad, apparently from Oswald Twizzle, he was off his undies in a car just hours before his disappearance in Tenerife. Remember, there was a big search for him and everything. Yeah, it's a horrible case. But they always say when young people die, they say, "Oh, it's, salt of the earth, fantastic," and sometimes they are, but then other times you're like, oh, maybe not. A great shoplifter caught. Get in. The sausage rolls are safe. Second teenager arrested over beach attack, death of a 16-year-old. The Daily Express have got a poll saying, who do you think should replace Keir Starmer as Labour leader? Mr. Blobby would do a better job. Trump administration bars Harvard University in America from enrolling foreign students. Well, that's going to go well, isn't it? But he's having a war with them. Is Angela Rayner positioning herself for a Starmer succession race? Oh God, from bad to the worse. High street chain Comet to make a comeback after 13 years. Jump in UK borrowing shows Rachel Reeves needs to relax the strict budget rules. Colson Smith says he will miss Coronation Street, PC Tinker, forever after leaving Soap. I don't think he's got much of a career doing anything else. He's not like some of the other people who were on Coronation Street could actually act. So he'll probably end up stacking shelves in Comet. Maybe he's the entrepreneur who's bringing Comet back. Yeah, but no, but surrender. Life's just one big betrayal for Kemi and Co. So there you go. Why we're not moving now? There we go. Oh, hang on, I was coming there. Kelly Rollo, have they come in? Oh yeah, there you go. Stephen Kelly and Rollo. They like the dogs like that, and Silence likes it as well. You don't call Rollo, you stupid thing. You call Silence. Say. So there you go. Oh my God, the lad has passed away. Should leave him alone. Let him rest in peace. Oh, Angela has some important news. Breaking news. Breaking news. I need to go. Hang on. Hang on. Don't do it yet. Right, go on. Breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news. Southport Hospital has neurovirus. Only one visitor to a patient and mask to be worn, but no masks were worn tonight whilst I was there for an appointment. Oh, brilliant! So neurovirus is back. There's a breakout of deadly virus in London as well. I don't know if it's neurovirus or not. And masks are supposed to be worn in hospitals now anyway, I think, but not in Southport. So there you go then. If you want to go to hospital, I wouldn't suggest you go to Southport. Anyway, big shout out to everyone. We've got 8 people watching at the moment. We've got 6 likes. We've had 58 views. Average views are about 8, 9. But I get more views later on than I do while I'm doing it. So I think people listen to it as a podcast. So if you are listening to a podcast, chuck us a like as well. Thank you very much as well for listening. Meanwhile, Angela, thank you. Dream Frequency, Alan Barton, Oopsie Daisy, who popped in. Quickly, who was in and out. But he does that. He's quick, you see. And he's called Lee. So that's why they call him Quick Lee. Stephen, LFC, Kelly and Rollo. Sorry, I just Rollo. So yeah, that is it. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. T as well, obviously. And we will see you all again next week. Another one of these. How long have we been on for? Oh, HMRC alert. What's this? HMRC alert to parents over child benefit change. Oh, what's going on there? Well, we might find that out next week. Oh, hang on. What's that one? There's a plane crash in America. Cars burning after a plane has crashed. Eamon Holmes falls off chair live on GB News. Cornish fishermen slam breathtaking deal between Labour government and EU. Yeah, absolute nonsense. Forgot to mention that. I mentioned it in the paper. I write a column in the Wigan Observer. You can go on Wigan Today website and scroll down into opinions. You'll see my columns. And I wrote about this. Keystone was giving away fishing rights for a further 11 years on top of a post-Brexit deal as well. Because he's just likes giving away our stuff. Poundland to close up to 200 stores. He feels sore, does Eamon Holmes, after falling off a chair. Oh, there you go. San Diego plane crash. Multiple people dead as aircraft crashes into residential street. It's fairly very breaking news, that, so no doubt we'll have more on that next week. So yeah, there you go. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are. All being well, we will see you again next week. So yeah, I'll be seeing you. Until next time. Oh, text me, Kelly Roller's still watching because I messaged you off my phone. Watching on the big telly. YouTube. Haha. Oh, I'm on the big telly. Oh dear, that's scary. There's a huge fire at Bristol Maternity Hospital. Yeah, I mentioned that. People have been evacuated. Hopefully everyone's going to be okay. Anyway, that is it. Thank you for watching, if indeed you still are. Until next time, after an hour and 7 minutes, bye! I did a blankety blank wave. Me too, thank you.